大家
好
and welcome to White Gaze, where we white gaze upon the drama,
the looks,
and the language of our newest favorite Chinese television show, Empresses in the Palace, otherwise known as
Zhen Huan Zhuan.
And today we are recapping episode 8.
All right. Bitch, what even happened on episode 7? I literally listened to our episode 7 yesterday. And what happened?
Okay, so in episode 7, Zhen Huan, our favorite girl, was finally promoted to being a Guiren after a showdown with Yu Daying in the garden. She finally discovered who the emperor was. He picked her up and carried her across the palace, set her down on a table, and promised her the world. He sent through a lot of supplies and some gifts, a brand new flute. Meanwhile, Yu Daying, who is now back to being Yu Guannuzi, is back to a really bad, stinky palace with a pee stain on the floor. Her friends, Shen Meizhuang and An Lingrong, are happy for her, but are still a little cautious because when you're at the top, the only thing that you can do is fall down to the bottom. And they're a little nervous for her for that. And that's pretty much it that I remember. Was there anything else?
I think something that is notable is that we had like a little talking to Jade and saying that Jade looks like Zhen Huan.
Oh, right. They kept planting the seed. They kept being like, wow, Jade, you are identical to her. I wonder why.
They're really trying to keep us remembering that they are, in fact, sisters.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got to keep reminding us up until the moment that it actually matters to the plot, which...
Oh, and when it comes, I think it's going to be dramatic. So we start this episode off with one of the eunuchs writing Jen's name on a name tag. So this means that she is still in the running to becoming...
She's finally ready to serve.
She's still in the running. I only hold 2 girls' pictures.
There are 2 girls in front of me, and there's only 1 picture in my hand.
The girl's name, who I do not call, must immediately pack her things and go home immediately.
And I have to say, for this eunuch, he's come a long way since episode 1. He's so happy and cheery when he gets handed the name tag for Zhen Huan. And in episode 1, he was the one that was just crying because the emperor couldn't choose somebody. He even makes the joke, ooh, he's going to be choosing this one a lot. Hee 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 hee.
This is the same boy that was crying in the first episode?
Yes. I think this is his only job. I think his only job is the plate of girls. He brings the name tags and he brings them back.
I love that. Is there a Chinese name for the plate of girls?
I think it's just like, well, they call the name tags 牌子. So like he has to like select one of them. I don't know if the plate itself has a name. We'll have to know. Listeners, if you know, calling on Zhen Xuejia, please let us know what the plate is called.
I like the plate of girls.
The plate of girls. Well, the trees in her palace, the Suiyu Xuan courtyard, have blossomed flowers. Spring is in the air. The eunuch Xiao Xiazi comes with the message that Zhen is to pack her things. She has been summoned to the summer pools, served by hot springs outside the palace, with Jinxi to serve her.
So next we see the Empress, and she is informed by Jianqiu.
Jianqiu.
Oh my god. I have a student named, I guess it's Cho, but we've been calling him Chu.
Yeah, that's wrong. The Qiu in pinyin is Qiu.
But he's like smart as hell. I don't know why he didn't correct me. Anyways, Jinqiu. The Empress is informed by Jinqiu that Jen will be going to the pool with them.
So it seems like this was like a spa day that was going to be the emperor, the empress, and who knows who else. And suddenly, oh, by the way, Zhen is coming too.
And so she's like, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm sick.
She does not convulse as heavily as the Emperor does when he pretends like he is sick, but she is committing to this lie. And Chi Fei, who is with her, is a little perplexed. She says, but girl, you know that it's going to be separate. Like, Zhen Huan will be in her own room, you'll be in your own room, you can enjoy it, and she will not disturb you at all. So why don't you go? Like, the hot spring is poppin'.
She just wants the Emperor to be able to carry out his, in quotations, intention.
She is fully aware of what this means. She's able to see underneath it all. Not only is he inviting Zhen Huan on this spa day to New Star, but it's the first time they're actually hanging out. And what does that mean? That has so much underneath it that she just wants to really let him be free to explore this moment.
He has been, since day one, asking for her. And so
yes.
she just knows. She knows.
She knows that as soon as she is brought up and brought into this conversation, that it's best that she stays away. Because she does not want to appear as if she is interfering with the Emperor's relationship with Zhen Huan, because she knows how powerful that is. Immediately, that would be danger for her, I think. Chi Fei is impressed by how virtuous and considerate that she is and not being jealous, because she says, well, by the way, if Hua Fei was in your shoes, she only knows how to throw a jealous fit, and there would be so much drama here. So that just shows the maturity of the two women. Like, the Empress is able to put duty and loyalty and her role in sort of the state above those petty emotional feelings, whereas Hua Fei would be livid if another girl was coming away to New Star.
But then we cut to them, and they are at New Star.
Bless God and bless the gays.
Zhen Huan is in the rose pool.
Naked. Completely naked. But as she is soaking in this luxurious pool, up from behind her comes the Emperor.
Yes, Daddy.
Okay, but we're still in that situation to where the girl is naked and the Emperor is still fully clothed.
But Zhen teases the Emperor and says, ooh, Daddy Emperor, you want to be just like Emperor Cheng of the Han Dynasty. Culture alert, culture alert. This is a cultural reference. Culture alert. Big Westi, do you want to explain this cultural reference to the children?
Oh, do I? Okay, so Emperor Cheng of Han had a fetish, and he loved to watch his concubine, Zhao Hede, bathe. So it's a pretty notorious couple in history, and so it's actually not a compliment to be compared to him. She's like, ooh, you kinky boy, you trying to watch me bathe?
You trying to watch me bathe all secret like? You're trying to be freaky nasty with me.
Oh, you want to watch me scrub these sexy ankles?
You want to see these roses touch my neeps?
I have to talk about the Emperor's outfit.
Okay, go off.
The man is serving.
Okay.
He's in this red look. We ain't never seen him in red. He's always in golds, but he's in this red look. It's very lavish. And then it has like these like kind of like rainbow underlay going on. Like these appliques, these like rainbow appliques. I'm like, oh my God, it's not Pride Month yet.
Well, you know what? I have to say, I think like red is traditionally a Chinese color for wealth and happiness, and typically in Chinese weddings, the bride and the groom, they wear red. So maybe this is sort of the costume designer's way of showing that the Emperor is seeing this as sort of like a sort of a honeymoon between the two of them.
Wedding experience. Yeah, because we do get lots of traditional wedding talk throughout this episode, and specifically throughout this scene.
Exactly. Zhen says that she sees the Emperor not just as his role, but as her husband. I want to know how to serve you as my husband.
They're not ever going to get married officially.
She told us in last episode that she was somehow like deeply, deeply in love with this man already, which we disagreed about before, but it's further shown in this scene that she wants to show him that wifely devotion, not just as you are the emperor, I'm a concubine, and this is my duty as like a citizen of the state to provide you with children. And the emperor is gagged. He's like, a girl has never done this to me before. Like, no one's tried to be as regular with me as you. And so he just tries to tell, he's like, girl, honey, relax. And we fade to black.
Okay, whenever they are walking from the pool to the bed, to the bedroom, it's giving me very the second Savage X Fenty fashion show that has all the curtains and they're like walking through the gold curtains. I'm just waiting for like Rosalia to come out and perform.
Well, the set designer for this scene, the set decorator, they threw some budget on this scene because it looks romantic, it looks beautiful. It did what needed
to be done.
And I think they did a really great job. I'm believing now that they are truly in love and that the emperor is seeing something in her that he does not see in the other girls. Speaking of the other girls, I have to say this next scene is my favorite scene of the entire fucking series. Episode 1 to now, this is the best scene of the entire show, and let me tell you why. Huafei is limply leaning on her palace door because she is so weak from her emotion, and she's staring up at the CGI moon that is full in the sky, and she cannot rest. She is so perturbed because she knows that tonight is the night that the Emperor and Zhen Huan are finally consummating their relationship.
You know what? I feel the same. I feel it, girl. I feel it.
Just glancing up at that moon in the sky, feeling so alone, feeling so neglected.
Wondering if the Emperor is looking up at the same moon.
And you know, Michi Meow Meow is there too, and she is saying, girl, you need to be less dramatic. You know, Yu Daying was really favored for a long time and then cast aside. So don't read into this too much because she'll be gone sooner than you know.
It's episode 8 and we have seen the rise and fall of Huafei, Shen Meizhuang, Yu Daying.
I think honestly that is why Zhen Huan is being a little cautious because she's like, I'm not dumb. This whole time I pretended to have COVID-19, I saw girls be up and down and up and down and up and down. I'm up right now, and I'm going to be down later, so...
He ran through 3 bitches already in the span of, I don't know, this is less than a year.
Well, I think we're coming up on a year. I think after the summer, it will be a year.
Yeah, so we cut back to Zhen Huan, and she is in the room, and she wakes up, and she's picking at the wicks of the candles.
The Emperor wakes up and sees her doing this and is like, girl, what are you doing? Like, leave the candles alone. And she says, no, I'm sorry, he. It's just that, you know, in my little village where I'm from, because I'm just a normal girl, we do this all the time. And, you know, it's supposed to mean that we'll be together until we're old.
The Emperor was like, yes, I know about the marriage customs because I've been through them once before.
Just once? But you got a new wife now.
Zhen Huan's like, what do you mean once? Is this not the second Empress? That's what I heard. And he says, no, the current Empress was promoted from my second-ranked wife. We did not have to go through the customary wedding. It's hard to have a lady with such ordinary desires as you by my side. I will not let you down.
你的凡俗心意，正是朕身边最难得的。你的心意，朕视若瑰宝，必不负你。
With you by my side, I will not let you down. He's saying, bitch, you want a wedding? You're gonna get a wedding.
No, do you think they're gonna have a wedding?
Well, he's over here playing out the wedding customs. He's like, you know what? You're right. Pick at the candles.
Oh my god.
Make sure the wicks are the perfect size.
That is a sleigh. Okay.
So we can be together forever.
I hope we get to see this wedding because I'm going to cry. If I get to see them getting married, listeners, hold me to it. I'm going to fucking cry. And we cut to her best girlies, Shen Meizhuang and Anling Rong, who are chatting because they did not get to go to New Star Day Spa. They are left back at the palace. And Anne, who to me has been darker and darker since the episodes have gone by, she remarks, Shen, why do you got them bags under your eyes? Are you going somewhere?
Bag lady. Bag lady.
And, Shen admits, it's been hard for her to sleep knowing that she has not been visited in such a while, and especially knowing now that it is Huan.
She's like, well, my reign didn't last that long.
Baby,
and now I have...
How do you sleep when you lie to me?
Are we just about to get into a singing battle right now, bitch?
You know what? I was just trying to get into some Samu. But yeah, Anne then reminds her, well, you shouldn't be so mad because I'm still the only bitch in history that's been sent back.
I'm imagining back to Ending Wrong sitting in the bed just shaking.
Just shaking, shivering and shaking. Hopefully she's been doing some practicing at home so that if she ever gets a shot again, she won't disappoint this time.
The girls need to be giving her jade eggs and dildos, bitch.
Yes.
Fuck fabrics and cookies.
The momos need to be telling her, okay, you start going like this, and then you gotta change up. You gotta go like this. And then you gotta give a new sensation by going like this.
You can't see right now, but Trenton is giving different blowjob techniques.
Just to keep them up. If it's the same thing for 30 minutes, they're going to fall asleep.
And on that, let's take a break.
We are back, feeling refreshed, feeling moisturized, feeling relaxed from our day trip to New Star. And as soon as we get back to the palace, our first stop is to pay our respects to the Empress.
Yes, so Zhen Huan goes in there. She does her 3-kneel, 9-swing kowtow.
Flicking her wrist and saying... Well, I actually don't remember what she says in this scene, but she flicks that wrist just like she is the little kitty at the Chinese restaurant. She is just going back and forth.
But yeah, it's a rule that the concubine must pay her respects to the Empress after she has served for the first time.
And I honestly think, what a polyamorous queen. Setting relationship boundaries by saying, it's okay if you fuck other girls, but they have got to come to me the next morning to tell me good morning.
Okay, you know what? I wish I had these rules. I'm working on... I'm doing this overseas, so it's not like that. But there was this one time that, I call my boyfriend every night and every morning, and I called him one morning, and he didn't answer, and I texted him, and I was like, call me, it's urgent.
Was it urgent, though?
I don't know. I had something going on at my house, the fucking drain wasn't going down or something. There was some sort of just
domestic
something
issue.
Domestic issue. I needed a man to help me out to resolve this issue. And so I called my man, and then he is with this boy that he was hanging out with and fucking and stuff. And the boy pops over to me and is like, so what was urgent?
Can you imagine?
I said, I wanted to say good morning, bitch. That's what was urgent.
Girl, can you imagine if that is what Zhen Huan said to the Empress this morning? Being like, Sorry, Empress, what was so urgent?
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
he was like, oh, so you said that. Well, at first I was like, excuse me, and he was like, yeah, you said that something was urgent, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to talk to him.
Right, let's not forget your place and my place, right?
There's no explanation. I don't need to explain myself.
Exactly, because I am the Empress, and you are simply a Guiren, and you need to pay your respects to me for giving you permission to ride on the Emperor's dick.
And yeah, exactly. And I said, fine, bitch, I'm gonna go suck dick at New Star, and y'all enjoy yourselves.
I said what I said.
So Zhen Huan asked her, she was like, oh my god, it smells so good in here. What is that? And she's like, I don't be doing candles.
Nope, only the freshest fruits. I only want to bring in them fresh fruits to give it that fruity aroma. I don't like to burn any incense. No smoking inside.
If you're smoking in this house, you better be on fire.
And after Zhen Huan pays her respects to, do this formality, Li Pin and Cao Guiran are just arriving at that exact moment. They sort of cross paths. They're giving her the eye. They sort of know what's up. But then as she rounds the corner, Xiao Yunzi comes up to Zhen Huan and is like, by the way, you need to take the long way home right now. And she says, why? Is there a problem? And he's got this grin on his face. And he's like, girl, I'm not supposed to tell you. Just go through the garden, okay? Give us some more time.
Yeah, they are planning something for her return. And then Kong Luhai, which is the eunuch that famously quit working for Zhen Huan because he was up there having a coup.
Mm-hmm. So he goes up to Li Pin and he's like, oh, my stomach hurts. I think I'm going to have diarrhea. And Li Pin is like, that's disgusting. Go. And he runs off. Waddles off.
Lying through his motherfucking teeth because he runs and chases after Zhen Huan and is like, please, 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 take me back, take me back. I want to work for you. Now that you're popular, now that you're not sick, now that shit's popping off over there in Broken Jade, get me back in there.
The thing is, all he knows how to do is lie. He is not cute enough to be acting in this way.
Oh my god, yeah, no, thank god he has that hat on.
He is very foolish. He is a liar. And he's not even cute. So I don't know why he thinks that he can be acting this way towards the girls. And of course, Zhen Huan is very repulsed by this behavior. And she goes to him and says, absolutely not. I would never take you back. You're working for this other girl. Does she even know you're here right now? You're such a liar.
Icons and legends too, but why y'all got to lie? I just hit an Ariana Grande note, bitch.
As usual, very smart about it. Very quick at the tongue.
Cao Guiren is coming around the corner just as Kang Luhai says, oh, Zhen Huan, don't worry. You have the favor of the emperor right now. So one word from you, nobody can say anything different. Please? And then
Li Pin says, how dare you?
And it's going down in the garden once again.
Oh, now we gotta go?
Is this the same garden with the swing?
No, I believe this is a different garden. This one feels more open. The swing garden seemed more secluded.
Fuck these rich bitches.
And I can't even afford a 2-bedroom.
Right?
So Li Pin comes in, and they do their formal greetings. And Li Pin says, well, Wen Guiren, because, her name is Soiree Wen. I've heard that the emperor has given you lots of new servants, and so I had no idea that you were interested in poaching my useless, dumb, fucking awful servant. Interesting that I've just found you doing this.
And she's like, no, sis, this is not what's going down. You were kind enough to take him, and he is your servant now, and so there's no reason for me to take him. I don't need him.
Right? She's like, I might be young, and I might be dumb, but I would never make that kind of a mistake. And so Li Pin is mollified by this response. Shout out to Demi for that very high vocabulary word. And she decides, okay, you know what? I believe you, but this little bitch, Kang Luhai, you're going to punish yourself. So you better fucking slap your face. And it better be hard. And it better be red. While he is slapping himself, she goes off.
一心想攀高枝儿，朝三暮四。都说太监是没根儿的东西，一点心气儿都没有。
The eunuch wants to keep looking for a higher tree to perch on. Everyone says eunuchs are people without roots, penis, and have no dignity. Nowadays, these servants do not have any respect for me anymore. He forgot how much begging he did for me to save him from the tomb of the living dead, which I think means Zhen Huan's palace. Now he wants to bite the hand that fed him. I'm disciplining my servant. And it's unfortunate that Wang Guiren has to see this scene.
You know what? I actually wrote down some of this from our good sis Carson Wei. Because what he said is, if you give that monkey 3 acorns, next time he wants 4. But if he has no balls, he's gonna want even more.
Bitch! I just learned this in my Chinese lesson. Shout out to Lily Laoshi. You just taught me this story. Okay, culture alert. Okay, here we go. There's a Chinese story that is called Zhao San Mu Si, which means to give 3 in the morning and 4 in the evening. And the story is about this old man who has all these monkeys in his yard, but it takes a lot of money to like raise the monkeys. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna limit their food. I'm not gonna like give them so much food so that I can like cultivate them more. So then he goes to them and is like, okay, monkeys, I am going to give you 3 acorns in the morning and 4 at night. And the monkeys are mad as hell because all they heard was 3 at the beginning. They didn't listen to the rest. So then he was like, okay, guys, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to do something really nice for you. I'm going to give you 4 in the morning and 3 in the night. And the monkeys were suddenly like, wow, amazing! Because they thought that they were just going to get like 4 the whole day. And so I think that this is an allegory about like, you're dumb. You need to think about the consequences of your actions and not just think about what is right in front of you.
Yeah.
Cao Guiren and Zhen Huan are very uncomfortable at her speech. So Zhen is looking for her first way to get out. She's like, listen, sis, he's your servant. You can do whatever you want. But let me just say, we're in a very public place. So maybe go home and then have him slap himself. Because right now, people are going to be talking.
Yeah, and then Li Ping is like, you know what? Stop it. And we're just going to go on our way. We need to go pay our respects to the Empress. So, after the whole fiasco, they go back to the Sui Yushuan, the Broken Jade Palace. And all of her servants are lined up to greet her. And so they had some renovations done while she was gone. And they are so excited to show her. And they go in.
They've repainted the walls. They've given off this like sort of fragrant paste, this mud on the walls that makes the whole place smell really good. And they have a brand new room. It's like on Animal Crossing New Horizons. You've just added a whole room to your house.
And this ceremony is only done for the wedding of the main wife. And not usually for just the normal girls, just the normal concubines. Hua Fei has had this ceremony done to her before.
So basically, this is the equivalent of Zhen Huan getting the legendary legend star.
She got her legendary legend star.
The only girls to have gotten this is her, Hua Fei, and I think Empress number 1. I don't think Empress number 2 got this.
She never got a legendary legend star. She got blocked. She got the platinum plunger, bitch.
She got the platinum plunger. She got blocked. So she did not get it.
The famously gold platinum plunger.
And what's interesting is that they do notice the bed, like you were saying, and it has underneath the mattress 4 different items that is a traditional custom. It spells out the pun in Mandarin that says, Zao Sheng Gui Zi. So to have a blessed child early. That comes from peanuts being Hua Sheng, red dates being Hong Zao, and the other 2 for Gui Zi.
What do you know what the other 2 are?
You know what?
Well, maybe we can get some whispers in the palace about what they are.
Mm.
This was big serve. big fat serve because Zhen, Huan and Jade and Vermilion are all standing there. They got beautiful shots of the girls and they're just so happy. And they're like, oh my god, we did it. We're living. We're thriving.
Well, you know, Zhen Huan has always played the long game, and now their fashion is on point. The three of them girls, they look so happy as a clam because they've made it. This is what it's like to be on top.
That was a great shot. I loved it.
After taking all of this in, feeling like the only girl in the world, Zhen Huan does remember that she has friends, and she goes to visit them. So when she's visiting with Shen Meizhuang, Shen actually teases her a little bit about how jealous she is feeling. Because number one, she got carried in the traumatic blanket burrito, where she is just being shaken and shook inside of a piece of fabric. Meanwhile, Zhen Huan got to go on a whole romantic getaway with the emperor. So, you know, the treatment is not exactly fair.
Oh yeah, so they're talking about what happened in the garden with Li Ping, and she does not think that, she doesn't take it seriously. She's like, you know what, it's whatever. I didn't do anything.
Shen is much more nervous about the other girls in the palace because she's been on the receiving end and she has fallen. And so she is trying to, I think, warn Zhen Huan a little more. Like, you know, Li Ping's kind of mad at you. And also, by the way, you're getting the same treatment as Hua Fei. And Hua Fei, you don't fuck with her. So you really, really, really better be prepared for that.
I don't know. I think that Zhen Huan is very smart about what she does. And she always, like, makes it a thing because she always is telling her girls, like, absolutely not. Don't be saying that around me. Because she is at the end of the day, like, she's like doing this for her family. She's doing this to save her little sister at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I don't want to come for whoever wrote the show or the book. But at the end of the day, she's also dealing with quite a heavy amount of main character syndrome in which she has made questionable choices up to this point, suffered no consequences, and is suddenly like the number one girl for ultimately no reason. And so I do believe Shen in this position. Like, she needs to be more careful. However, Zhen Huan has the plot armor of being the main girl. It's her story.
Okay.
So we know...
It is her story. That's the name of the show, bitch.
It's it. That's it. So...
Okay, but yeah, I get it, because Shen is like, I've been there, I've done that.
Right. She's experienced the up and the down. She was the chrysanthemum queen.
Exactly, the 4 bitches that we were talking about.
She's the only girl in the palace that does anal, and she can't even hold on to the emperor.
Zhen Huan is like, are you jealous?
Me? Jealous? No. I mean, yes, very much so. Yes, I am jealous.
She was like, well, we came to this palace together. I already knew that this day is gonna come. The emperor had summoned me many times. I've been there. I sucked that dick, and I was gaining favor, but I knew that it was not gonna last forever.
Right.
But, like, you're like a sister to me, and I'm not angry at you. Like, you're doing what you gotta do because, like, I was sucking his dick and you weren't mad at me.
Right.
So, like, now that you're sucking his dick, I can't be mad at you. Yeah,
I'm human. I feel envy, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be sucking that dick too. And I want to be the favorite girl. And I want all the gifts and all the luxuries. But I can't be mad at you. It's not your fault.
This is the job we signed up for. Like, I'm not about to be the girl who comes into a polyamorous relationship and then gives a monogamy ultimatum. That's just not going to be me. I'm going to have my processes to deal with the situation, but I understand I'm coming into this context. I cannot change this context.
Girl, not me going through this whole episode just relating to everybody.
But you know what? We do cut to a girl who may be mad. And I have to say, the cinematography, the tone, the pacing of these scenes.
They love to have a girl look at the moon.
They love to have a girl look at the moon. And especially, I think Anling Rong is going through a dark period. I don't know if she's a friend anymore. Because she's looking at the moon and her maid is there too. She misses her home. She's really fucked up her chances. But her maid is like, you know what? Your girl, Huan, is doing really good. You should go hang out with her more. She's like, no. Huan would only think I was annoying her. So I'm going to ignore her too. And her maid Baojun is like, no, but girl, like, maybe you'll see the emperor, you'll get another shot. And she's like, no, it's all fake. It's only a form of politeness. No matter how deep our relationship is, it can be cracked if there's no consideration. So I think her heart is fomenting a lot of resentment, a lot of regret, and I think it's turning her a little bit dark.
Do you think that she's gonna, like, turn on the girls and, like, do something to sabotage them?
All I'm saying is that we have not seen her and Huan, like, sit face to face yet since this whole interaction.
Did she not talk to her in this episode? They didn't have a meeting together?
Never.
Oh my god.
So her maid, Baojun, has a look of dissatisfaction on her face because Anne is very closed off to any positivity. She doesn't want to hear any of this advice. And then at the end, Anne adds along, for my sister Shen Meizhuang, even though her relationship with Zhen is good, even she can't sleep when Zhen is serving the emperor. Dun, dun, dun.
Was it that dramatic?
To me, it was dramatic.
All right. And we are going to take a break.
A very quick break.
Hey girl, I am at Alimentari right now and the wait is way too long.
You're kidding me. How long are they saying?
They're saying an hour and a half.
Oh, wow. That is a certainly long amount of time. But no worries. Guess what?
What?
I have learned to live and dine like an Italian from the comfort of my own home.
How did you do that?
With the Alimentari Home Cookbook. I'm able to recreate my Alimentari favorites from cover to cover. The book is filled with recipes from risotto al marinara to lombata d'agnello, not to mention the crowd favorite, crostata al limon.
Oh, I love that one.
Exactly. You can pick up this cookbook if you want from any of the Alimentari locations on Anfu-lu, on Wuding-lu, on Donghu-lu, on Kangding-lu, or from Bar Centrale on Yangping-lu.
Lovely. Do they tell you how to make a pizza?
Oh, girl, do they tell you how to make a pizza? They tell you how to make a ravioli, spinaci e ricotta. They tell you how to make pizza. They tell you exactly how to cut the little cheeses to look beautiful on the board.
Lovely. I'll grab a bottle of Aperol and I'm on my way.
See you tonight.
Okay, and we are back. Xu Gonggong, the head supervisor from the Emperor's palace, comes in to inform Zhen to prepare herself to serve the Emperor tonight. Girl, she's going to serve.
Once again, you know, she's been serving pretty frequently.
She was like, do I need to... She gets there, and she is sent to wait by his bedside. And she's like, do I need to change my clothes?
And the little Momo that's there is like, oh, girl, no, just keep your clothes on. Await my instructions. Because there is some trickery happening tonight.
Momo is giving a dark look. I haven't seen, like, a look this dark.
Yes, it's a very dark blue. I think maybe the elder ladies get the darker colors.
Okay, and I think it's refreshing because we've just been seeing all these like pussy pinks and jade greens and all these purples and periwinkles and all these
pastel princesses are overrunning the palace.
Purple, a fall color, in the middle of May.
And so she's bringing some of those darker shades to us.
But yeah, she's like, no, just wait here and he'll come tell you what's up. And so the Emperor comes in with a snack for the girl. And it's a bowl of jiaozi.
Are you hungry? I made you some dumplings. Here, you can eat these dumplings.
I would kill for some jiaozi right now.
You know, Monty and I made jiaozi the other day, but we made Mongolian dumplings.
Zhen Huan gets some jiaozi, and he's like, try it. And she,
What the fuck? That is raw.
And he says, and let me tell you how hard my dick got whenever he said this. He said,
这可是你自己说的。
raw, as you requested.
A girl, she likes it raw.
Bitch, but like the way that he said it was just like have a baby.
Like sheng as in raw meat, sheng rou, but this is also like chu sheng, which is like to be born.
Yeah, but I was just reading the translation that said raw as you requested. And I'm like, yes, bitch. Give it to me raw right now.
Yes, Daddy.
Make me come, make me squirt, see my titties through my shirt.
So it was this little practical joke. And it turns out that this is also one of those civilian customs too. So he's a listener. He's able to pick up what she says in previous conversations and give back. Because she was always saying she wanted to do these customary marriage rites. And here he is doing one of them for her.
It's still giving me very Mr. Sheffield. And because honestly, if I'm being honest with the listeners right now, I'm also watching The Nanny right now.
All right, so we cut to Li Ping and Cao Guiren back at Hua Fei's palace, gossiping and kikiing as the resident mean girls. Now, Cao Guiren does have a baby daughter, so she is there as well. And Li Ping is still complaining she cannot let it go about what happened in the garden, and Hua Fei really isn't having it.
But yeah, Li Ping is complaining about the fight that happened in the garden, and Hua Fei is like, honestly, what was wrong? What happened that was wrong?
Right. She's saying you were the one that fucked up. Like, you lost your temper. She was really courteous to you. Like, you need to not be such a cunt in the public square.
Exactly, and you can't blame Zhen Huan for
being a good girl.
No, and I'm for what's his name's actions. I don't even know his name, honestly. At this point, I forgot it. I'm not featuring him.
And Li Ping won't let it go, and Li Ping unfortunately lets it slip. Well, by the way, Zhen Huan got the special bedroom, just like you did. I'd be worried about that.
And then she says, "Will you be mute if you don't talk?"
不说话会变成哑巴吗？
Yes, Mama. Yes. Slay her, drag her, read her.
Clearly pissed off at what she is saying. So Cao Guiren tries to sort of keep the peace and says, "Girl, Hua Fei, you know what? Let me tell you about a good dog. A dog that bites doesn't bark. So the fact that over here Li Ping is barking, she's not going to bite you. It's annoying as fuck, but so lay easy on her."
Girl, we're giving all the dogs and the monkeys and all the animal references. I feel like this is Mr. Weston's first grade class.
Now, cut to Zhen Huan is attending the Emperor again. And the Emperor's like, "Baby, I missed you so bad. It's felt like forever since I seen you." And she said, "Well, we just played chess like 2 hours ago."
But an hour feels like a whole day, and a dinner feels like an eternity.
He is in deep.
So then we cut back to Hua Fei and the girls. And this is at a different time, but it's like cutting back to show us.
The baby's gone now, so we know it's a different time.
But this time, we see Hua Fei and her claws slam the black book, the book of the girls. And she's like, oh my god, she's been serving too much.
She's served for 3 days in a row, as it has been written down in this book. I mean, granted, I would love to have that job. If all you did for your job was write down who the emperor fucks on a given day, that's a cool job.
You know what? You're hired.
She slams that book shut, and her girls are like trying to make her feel better. Li Ping is like, you know what? She's just a fucking slut. She only knows how to trick the emperor with her fucking slutty ways. But Hua Fei doesn't feel better. She's just like, well, you know what?
Actually,
he chooses. He chooses. It's not her. He chooses.
So it's actually him doing the sluttery.
Yeah.
You know, and she's not wrong. He's the one doing the sluttery. She's not a slut. She's only fucking the one guy.
She is going to have words with him next time they meet.
And only when she's asked, yes.
Conveniently, Cao Guiren comes back with, well, guess what? You, Guan Nuzi, was heavily favored in the past. And to be honest, it wasn't even to this much. Like, she's trying to empathize with Hua Fei by saying, yeah, even when Yu Daiying was this annoying, it wasn't even this bad.
And then we see Yu Daiying, and she has this, like, makeshift voodoo doll of Zhen Huan, and she is stabbing it in with needles. You stupid bitch! Go to hell, you cunt!
I told you this was not the end of her. I knew that we were going to see more of her.
Girl, if only this happened in New Orleans.
Well, I think she's going to come back.
Next scene, we see Zhen is late to pay her respects to the Empress. And she's apologizing. And the Empress is like, you know what, it's okay. You've been serving down, babe. And it's okay. That's a lot of work.
To be fucked 3 nights in a row... I mean, this to me just says that the Emperor must have some bomb dick. If getting fucked 3 times in a row means that you sleep in.
I mean, over 3 days.
Girl, I wish.
No, but what I'm saying is 3 times over 3 days and you're tired, bitch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He must be laying it down. He must be destroying that pussy.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
I don't think there is any man that can throw it down like that. Because, like, even, like... actually, I don't know.
I do think that it is notable to contrast this with when Shen Meizhuang was late. That one time. Hua Fei wanted her neck. Hua Fei wanted Shen Meizhuang to fucking die. Because she was late that one day. And now... she comes in late, and not only is she late, but the Empress is going to gift her a holy blanket that has been blessed by the Buddhist lamas to give her a son.
What's the tea with the swastikas in the subtitles?
Culture alert. Okay, so I learned this when I was in Mongolia, actually, because the majority of people in Mongolia are actually traditionally Tibetan Buddhists. And the swastika symbol is a Buddhist symbol to begin with. So the swastika has always been a Buddhist symbol. Now, it was appropriated by Hitler and the Nazis in Nazi Germany. But what they did was the direction of the swastika was reversed.
The arms are facing the other way.
The arms are facing the other way, and it is from the rooted Tibetan tradition.
Okay. But yeah, also in the first 3 or 4 episodes, we saw Hua Fei late every morning, and she didn't give a fuck. She wasn't paying no respect. She wasn't coming in, kneeling down, bowing.
She was not doing her Chinese restaurant flicks.
No lucky cats. She would say, "Sorry, I got here as soon as I wanted to."
Hua Fei says, oh yes, well, maybe you'll catch up to Qi Fei. She already has a son.
You know, I don't think that, like, landed like it should have. Because, like, we've seen her, like, be catty like that, and it's like...
No.
Okay, listen, bitch, I've only been fucked 3 times. You think I'm pregnant,
Exactly.
Bitch?
And not only that, we already have heard from Qi Fei that the Emperor does not even like Qi Fei's son. So it's not as if there's a big competition there anyway.
And then Li Ping steps in, stupid bitch, and says, Qi Fei is a fortunate lady. Unlike 4th Aga, mother, she has not even managed to look at the 4th Aga, and she...
Empress cuts her right off.
Cuts it right off. Empress is like, no. Why are you mentioning her?
We do not speak of her.
There's no need to bring her up. And she was like, and you do not need to be talking about no prince. This is not a place for gossip.
Absolutely not.
She's like, you know what? I'm not mad about the gossip, but if the emperor finds out about the gossip, it's over for you bitches.
And everybody, party's over. Go home. Bye. And she leaves.
Bye.
She leaves a party at her own house. She says, it's over. Bye. I'm done.
Well, yeah, because she's not trying to be up in that.
No.
She shut that down real quick. Mm-hmm. She was like, we ain't doing that here.
And Chifei, whose name has been brought into all of this without any invitation, is like, bitch, why the fuck did you talk about her? You've made the Empress so angry.
And you're talking about my son, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't come for my son.
But Huafei sort of brushes it all off. She's like, well, whatever. The Empress being angry, that's only going to be on her. Why do we care? Ha 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 ha.
So the girls leave as they're told. And right outside, Zhen Huan asks Shen Meizhuang, and she's like, girl, I need to know, what's the tea with this?
Exactly. It's as if the audience also needs to know what is the tea with this.
But Shen is like, you know what? I'm not so sure. But I've heard that the fourth mother is of a very low status and is ugly. You ugly bitch. Let me tell you something. You ugly bitch. And so the emperor doesn't like her. And then also doesn't like her son.
And Zhen can't put the 2 and 2 together. She's like, the math is not mathing. If she is so lowly and ugly, why would His Majesty fuck her in the first place?
You know what? I agree. Why are you fucking ugly bitches?
But you know what? I understand the excuse because I have been in this position. I'm not...
You fucked ugly bitches?
I'm not proud, but I'm just saying that it happened when the emperor was 1, still a prince, and 2, he was drunk. So I can fully reflect on my life and think, well, when I was like in college and when I was drunk and I was horny, who knows who was on the receiving end? But I would do it. Shen Meizhuang fills in Zhen Huan about all these salacious details about how he was drunk, he was a prince. Because of the incident, he was hugely admonished by the previous emperor. And at that time, it was like really dangerous because there was like a power struggle. So he also sort of had to like deny his son at that time in order to get to where he was. So the whole topic itself is taboo. So it's better that you just pretend you don't even know.
Yeah, but then, so then we see Huafei and Li Ping, and they pop up. And so Shen Meizhuang's like, shh, stop.
Act natural.
And so Li Ping is like, Wang Guiren has always risen early to pay respects to the Empress. It's so rare that you're late today. Why are you late? Girl, what's the deal? What's the tea? Why are you late?
And Zhen, being clever, is like, well, you, my older sisters, are so beautiful and hardworking, and I'm just a little lazy bitch.
And then Li Ping is like, girl, don't come for me. She was like, well, we can't say that you're unattentive. Attending the emperor is hard work, and you're bound to be tired. Unlike the rest of us, we're so free.
Right, we haven't been fucked in days. We've had so much fucking free time. And they're testing Zhen Huan. They're like, ooh, we're testing you. Are you gonna be braggadocious in front of us?
But yeah, then Zhen comes back to her, and she's like, you know what? Li Ping Yang Yang. What's Yang Yang? That's like...
Yang Yang is like older sister, respectfully.
Like sister. Yeah. You've served the emperor for a long time. You must know what to say and what not to say. I am so young, and I wait for your instructions. I have entered the palace, and I've only been here for such a short time, and I'm very inexperienced. If I have said anything wrong, I hope that Nyang Nyang does not hold it against me.
And Huafei is not taking this as an ending. She's like, no, I want to hurt you. I want to make you feel it. So I am going to use your friends against you. And she says, well, while you've been busy attending the emperor, your BFF, Shen Guiren, has had time freed up. She's busy. She's ignored and neglected by the emperor. Why don't you make a whole copy of the rules of women to remind the harem of how to be virtuous and how to be careful of their words and actions, since you clearly need so much advice?
And Shen's like, Okay.
Great. Love to.
I will do it. I have so much free time.
And Huafei is not done. She goes back into Shen and she says, ugh, you're looking so skinny. Is that because the Emperor has not fucked you recently?
And Shen shuts that down and she's like, yeah, you like to joke, but it's only because the weather affects my appetite. It's, the spring. I need to cool down. I can't eat as much.
Oh, that's the reason. Oh, I thought it was because your best friend is much prettier and smarter than you and is in better favor with the Emperor, and you were uncomfortable with that. But your sister's right. How can you forget to share favor with your sister?
And then that's the end of it. I don't think that Shen Meizhuang is gonna let Huafei get to her.
Well, can I tell you, as your sister, if we were both concubines and the Emperor was fucking you, I would sleep just fine.
Okay, if we were both concubines, the Emperor would not be fucking me.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I would be just fine. I think I would not have this issue. I'd be like, okay, great. Come to me next month or something. I don't care.
Okay, it's proven science. Scientists around me agree that I suck dick better and you have a fatter ass. So you know what? We're both getting it.
Does the Emperor engage in group play? Could he not invite Shen Meizhuang and Zhen Huan to the party?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say no because we're meant to believe that this is a strictly business. Like, I'm here to impregnate you so you can build up this palace so we can have many sons. In case something happens to me, in case something happens to him, in case something happens to him, in case something happens to him. So we have somebody to lead us and to guide us.
Well, but all I'm saying is that, like, I know the Emperor is an older man, but, like, he can definitely shoot, like, 2 loads in one day. So, like, could he not invite Huafei and Zhen Huan, lay it down for both of them, have an amazing time building community and sisterhood, and breed both of them?
I think the key is that you chose the 2 wrong bitches. They have the bombest pussy in the harem, but they are not the 2 that are just ready to get,
okay, so Zhen Huan and Anling Rong, could they not come together?
No, Anling Rong is scared of dick. I think that Zhen Huan and Shen Meizhuang together would be like me and unnameable people in a very real encounter that we've had before.
Oh, bitch, I know.
No, you don't.
How do I not know?
You think you do, but you don't.
You told me about that
and I'll
one.
tell you but there's another one, and I'll tell you in a second.
I'll bleep it when you say it.
You'll bleep it when I say
I'll
it?
bleep it when you say it.
Okay.
So it's yes! Oh my god, girl. Where did you get that confident and sexy glow? I've never seen you like this before.
I just left my class at Zero Gravity Pole Dance.
Zero Gravity Pole Dance? Girl, that's just you on a Saturday night.
Now, I know you've seen me at the club, and I'm just showing off what I have learned at Zero Gravity. They offer an inclusive environment, and they also offer a variety of classes for different levels. I started off at the virgin level, and I've worked my way up. And that's what I've been showing off at the club.
I'm gonna get me a man's this way.
I know, but now that we have been locked in the house for a long time, it has become a little bit difficult. But luckily, Zero Gravity offers in-person and online classes.
Amazing! So you're saying that I can become the pole dancing vixen goddess of my dreams right from the comfort of my own home?
Absolutely. Especially with zero gravity pole dance.
Amazing. And guess what? If you use discount code WHITEGAZE, you can get up to 0% off your first booking.
So that's code WHITEGAZE for 0% off your first booking at Zero Gravity Pole Dance.
I'll see you on the pole. Oh my god, what an amazing drama-filled episode. But now that we've dived deep into the drama, let's get into the looks.
Now it is time for the part of the pod where we talk about the
本周心机争宠装.
It was a fierce discussion this week. We had many top contenders, but this week, taking the title of best look is
the Emperor at New Star.
We love it when our favorite girl changes up the color, changes up the pattern.
Girl, it was the richest reds and he was given the rainbow. So I think it's pretty well deserving.
Congratulations to the Emperor. You have received a Legendary Legend star.
So now we are introducing a new segment to the podcast that we are calling in English Whispers in the Palace.
And this is where we talk about our listener feedback and our comments that help us understand the world of Zhen Huan. And so our first whisper comes from the host of another Zhen Huan podcast called Hua Ji Wai Ren. And she comes to us to let us know exactly where the girls are coming from. Earlier on, we had not understood how far they carried Zhen Huan from her home to the palace. And it turns out that she and Zhen Huan live very close to the palace in Beijing. However, Anling Rong is from further out in the countryside. And that is why Anling Rong came to stay with her before they moved into the palace.
Oh my god, I live for her. Thank you. Next, we hear from Raphael S. And yes, I am using their government name because they used my government name on their official WeChat account. But she has been constantly texting me, giving me updates. But she said she lives for the burrito girls.
She enjoys the burritos.
Yeah, she loves the burrito girls.
Well, then I guess we can carry her in next time in a blanket burrito.
But she said, I am not going to have a man carry me like a burrito. I do not want to look like an uncut cock with makeup.
From a TikTok account, Raccoon Donuts, they have filled us in a little more on the scene of Yu Daiying singing for the Emperor. It turns out on the inside, the Emperor told Su Peisheng, I will only let her in if she sings Bootylicious.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. We also have another comment from Lin the Fuckboy talking about Huafei, and he says that she's perfect, she's beautiful, she looks like Lin Evangelista, she's a model, everything about her is perfect. She's smiling. They eat her up every time she's on that damn stage. All right, and that wraps up Whispers in the Palace. Okay, so now is the part of the podcast where we do our language challenge. Last week I did the challenge with Trenton, and so now he has to present the challenge to me. Trenton, what are we going to be doing this week?
So this week, I am eager to surprise you with a game called Are You Smarter Than an HSK 5th Grader? In this game, it's very similar to Don't Take That Tone With Me. I will give you the pinyin, and I will give you 2 definitions, and you will have to tell me what is the correct pronunciation for the HSK 1 word and the HSK 5 word. And there's going to be 8 in total. So as long as you get 4 correct, you will win the challenge. But if you can only get less than 4, you will be subjected to my challenge at the end. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so your first pinyin is going to be H-E-N, hen. Now, the HSK1 word is very, like you like something very much. You hen shi Huan. The HSK5 word is to hate, if you hate something very much.
Okay, so first one, very, is hen.
Okay, and what is the second one?
And the second one, meaning I hate something, is going to be hen.
Baby girl, I'm so sorry, but you got them mixed up. You got them in the
Oh my god, is it
order.
3? Is it 3 and 2 instead of 2 and 3?
It's 3 and 2. Here, we'll go to number 2. The letters for the pinyin are Y-A-O, yao. The HSK1 is to need something. The HSK5 is to bite. Like a dog bites you.
Okay. I'm going to say I need something is going to be first tone. Yao.
Okay, and then what do you think is
I'm going to say yao. And bite is going to be yao.
I'm so sorry. It's not wo
Yao.
yao. It's wo yao.
I'm dumb as fuck. I fucking knew that.
The next one is the letters are J-I-A-N. So the English pronunciation is Zhen. The HSK1 meaning is to meet you, to meet your friend. So, for instance, when you say Zai Jian, the HSK5 word means arrow. What are the tones?
So it's the downward. Jian. I don't know. It's the down. Yeah.
Yes.
Jian.
Okay. And
Jian.
what about arrow?
Going up.
I'm gonna give you half a point because you were correct. Jian, Zai Jian is Jian. Now it was a trick question because arrow is also Jian.
This is a bullshit, okay? And all these motherfuckers that come up with this language.
Okay.
This is some white people English shit. Saying there, and there. There, and there, bitch. It's and it's.
Okay. So
Jian and Jian.
Okay, so point number 4.
Okay.
Point number 4 is G-U-O. So the HSK1 word means country, and the HSK5 word means a pot or a pan. G-U-O.
I'm trying to think of like America.
Yes. This word is inside of America.
So it goes up. Guo.
Okay, great. Okay, so
Guo.
yes, that is
Guo.
country.
Guo.
That is country. Now, what about pot?
Guo.
Yes, you did it. Yes.
Babe, I have a 1 in 4 chance every time.
So now you have 1.5 points out of 4. The pinyin letters are X-I-A. So the pronunciation is some form of xia. Okay?
So
now
summer.
The HSK1 word is summer, and the HSK5 word is to be blind.
Okay, so summer goes down. Xia.
Okay, yes.
And blind, I'm gonna go with xia.
Oh my gosh, yes. All right, so you are now at 2.5 out of 5. If you keep this up, you'll definitely win. Okay, so the next one, the letters are B-A-I. HSK1, it means the color white.
Okay.
In HSK5, it's a verb to put in order or to put in a certain place.
Okay, so I know that bai goes up, By.
Now, what about for to put, to place, to set in order?
I'm going to say that one goes down.
No, I'm sorry. That one does not go down. That is
What is
by.
it first? Is it first tone?
It's third. By.
Oh, okay.
By. The next one is GAN. Okay? In HSK1, it means to do. Like, what are you doing? You would use this word. But in HSK5, it means a pole or a shaft.
I feel like I know this first one because it seems like something that I should know from teaching. Gun.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what about for shaft or pole?
Okay, you know what? It's been getting me through the rest of the ones. And I've guessed it for all of them, and so I'm going to guess it again. I'm going to say gun.
No, I'm so sorry. It's GAN. Okay, so now the next one is the letters KE. The HSK1 vocabulary is lesson, and the HSK5 vocabulary is a measure word for small and roundish things.
I feel like I know the first one. I'm going to say K.
Yes, amazing. You got it. Okay, now do you want to go for the bonus? You've already won. Do you want to try to guess what is the measure word for small and roundish things?
Third, K.
No, unfortunately, that is not it. It is K. It's K. All right.
Okay, whatever.
So you may not be smarter than a HSK 5th grader, but you did get 4 out of 8 of those correct. So I do applaud you on your work.
And most of them were the HSK1 ones, weren't they?
Yes, they were. But if you only got the HSK1 words correct, that was not enough to win the game. So you did do pretty well. All right. Well, I think that wraps up episode 8. What are you looking forward to in episode 9?
More drama, more looks, and more language.
Truly. I am looking forward to more Hua Fei. I think she has been in the shadows for too long. I need more of her in my life. And I hope we get to see the 17th prince. We haven't seen him since the Spring Festival.
Oh my God, bring the 17th prince back.
Yes.
If that's all we've got, then I think it's time for us to say...
Zhen.
If you like White Gaze, we would love for you to leave a review of our podcast, give us 5 stars, and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen from. You can also support us by signing up for listener support and pledging a small monthly donation on our website, anchor.fm/whitegaze/support.
You can follow us at @reverse_cowboy_ and at Officer Trenty. And our White Gaze account is @White Gaze Podcast.
White Gaze is not endorsed by Beijing TV Art Center. It is intended for entertainment purposes only. Zhen Huan and all names, audio, pictures, and video clips are all registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and/or copyright holders.
White Gaze is a podcast hosted by Weston Swift and Trenton Snyders. Produced by Trenton Snyders and Monty Xia. Sound and audio by Trenton Snyders, media by Monty Xia. Our theme song is White Gaze by Trenton Snyders and Weston Swift.